So before ActionAid England closed down, they sent auditors to see. We had a program for them in our school in Moran. They sent 2 auditors. One was a former director of Oxfam, a very delightful man, very experienced, and quite old, and a young girl who had a master's in social science, and she was sitting on the veranda with her computer, typing as she talked to me. And this was part of the audit. She was asking me questions about how our program was running. Sitting beside me, looking the same way, was the Oxfam director. Now the lady had her back to the path leading up to the church, at which point girl students, went left to the high school of the girls and right to the primary school. Saturday morning was their early morning school day. So as we chatted in the early morning, the girls were all coming to school. The path leading up was absolutely packed with girls coming to school, going left, going right, and especially the little ones going to the prep 1, 2, 3, absolutely packed as they went in. And this lady said to me, "Father, what are you doing about the dropouts, especially the girls?" And I said to her, "We don't have that problem." She said, "You must. Everywhere we've been, they have a problem everywhere of dropouts of boys, but especially girls." I said, "We don't have any whatsoever." And she said, "How do you do it?" And the Oxfam man said, "Dear, turn around and have a look." So she turned around, and there she saw girls, girls, girls all coming to school. And then she turned back and she said, "How do you do it?" And then he said, "You've asked the wrong question. You ask Father how many years education has been here." So then she said, "Well, how long has education been?" I said, "Over 100 years. Then I told her how it began. I said, when it began, the fathers paid the parents 8 annas, which is half a rupee in those days, to send their children to school and make sure they stayed at school. And he would go to the village and all the names would be written down of each family, and they would agree to send 1 child, and they would put their thumb impression on a piece of paper that the father kept, that they were going to send their child to school. They were responsible to see that he stayed in school, and if he did that for the month, the parent was paid. Now, that's how it began here, because the parents thought, putting a child in school, you lost a worker. So the father had to compensate for the child not working for the family. So he compensated. Now, every single one of those girls going to the school, every one, their parents were paying for their education. Now, there will be some, because of Oxfam, they were from very poor families, not Oxfam, ActionAid. They were helped by ActionAid. They were extremely poor, which poverty still existed there to a degree. But the rest, their parents paid for their education. And now today that carries on.